guys, Doctor here, and today I got some F2000 footage for you, and I just hate suppression. I just hate it. You can't even control your gun anymore, it's just retarded. But the blueberry saved me, which is a lovely thing, so I'm good to go again. Now before I get into the main topic, I want to talk about this gun, and I have been requested to use it, and also hope you enjoy the gameplay. It's not the greatest one I put up. I had some unnecessary deaths at the beginning, so I cut out quite a few parts of it, but hope it's still enjoyable. And the gun, the F2000, I remember back when the game was out, it was like the go-to gun. It was so strong on any range, silencer, foregrip, zero recoil, you know. It was pretty damn good, I have to admit, it was pretty damn good, and I didn't use it too much because I thought it was cheap, and now since the patch, not a lot of people use it again. I personally still like it, and I think it's got patched twice. I also liked it after the first patch, but overall, there's one thing that I like about this gun. Now, I'm using it with foregrip and silencer, and you might wonder why, Doctor, why using it with foregrip and silencer? And the reason is, the F2000 really isn't a great gun at range, so you don't really need the accuracy bonus of not using a foregrip. And the silencer can basically only be used aimed on sights. Like, you're not gonna hit shit hip firing. So how does this help me? Why would I choose the F2000 and not another gun? Pretty simple. The F2000 has lower spread whilst moving, especially when aimed on sights, of course. This means when I'm aiming down sights, I can move and be accurate, which is a great thing on maps like Grand Bazaar. And you can move from cover to cover, you can peek out of a corner and still be accurate. And besides that, there's one more huge advantage. Besides the higher accuracy whilst moving that you need to use, I mean, you need to use the sights here if you use the silencer. The hipfire really sucks. Besides that, the F2000 also has a higher moving speed when you're aiming down sights. Now this has also helped you with a silencer, because you're gonna need to move around corners, be able to move around quickly and be able to fire accurately to take out the guy and just peek back again. And with the higher moving speed and the increased accuracy whilst moving, you won't have any trouble killing someone on a range that is about 20 meters or 30 meters, and that is going full auto, of course. You can still kill people out to longer ranges if you burst fire effectively. So I still think the gun has its place. It's kind of a niche role, and if you want to use it, I suggest go ahead, use grip, silencer. If you want to use something else, grip is probably a good choice, because the side-to-side recoil is kind of unpredictable, and maybe the flash suppressor would also be a great choice. I also use that. As for the sights, I'm using the Cobra here, but I honestly have to say that I think the holographic sight is better on this gun, and I was too lazy to switch it out this round. I don't know why it's better or why I like it more, but for the role this gun is best for, it definitely is a great choice. Now I hope you enjoyed this kind of gun review here, and now I'm going to get into the main topic that I wanted to talk about, and it's pretty simple. The next Battlefield, what do I expect? I mean, if it's Battlefield 4 or Bad Company 3 or Battlefield 2143, I don't really know what it's going to be, but there's one thing I would love to see in that game, and that is one thing I miss from Bad Company 2, and that is the importance of skill, and the fact that skill should be more important than luck. And this is, I mean, in Battlefield 3, you still need to be a good player to be good. Like, you can't just abuse a lot of stuff. I mean, right now there's some glitches like the M26 mask, but they're most likely going to fix that. And there's one thing though I just don't like about Battlefield 3, and that is, for example, the suppression factor. Suppression just makes gunfights unfair. I understand if you set up an LMG position, you should be able to just hold enemies down, but if I'm going one-on-one against an assault without pre-firing, and it just depends on luck if he kills me or if I kill him, just because the spread is so huge and the recoil is unpredictable, I don't think that's fair. I honestly think suppression should only be this high for LMGs that are stationary. Besides that, it might, you know, blur your sight, stuff like that, but it shouldn't just completely ruin the gunplay of a game. Besides that, there's all this lock-on stuff. I mean, why would you put in stingers? Why would you put in stingers? In Bad Company 2, you had the M136, and not a lot of people could use it, and you could dominate with helicopters. and maybe the helicopters were too strong. They really didn't have too much of a counter if you were good at them. But the Stingers, for example, and Heat Seekers, it's just not the fact that they are overpowered or anything. I can like, they never hit me basically because I know how to fly below radar. But if they force you to fly below radar, to fly, you know, like stupid like that, I don't think it's a good addition, because all it does is it forces you down to the ground where you can get hit by RPGs and stuff like that, and effectively they also don't really hit reliably, like, or miss reliably. Let's say I'm using ECM and I just reloaded it and there's a Stinger going after me. I can use ECM, and sometimes the missile will just, you know, circle around the helicopter and hit the ground. Sometimes it will just ignore that and just kill me, or, you know, hit me at least. So that is some of the random factors that I don't like in games, and I don't think it should be in games. And besides that, I also hope it's not going to be jets, because I just don't think the jets were a great idea. On Firestorm, why would you need 4 more people just jerking off in the sky with their jets? I mean, I know a few really good jet pilots. Like, for example, my buddy LS, he goes 34 and 3 regularly, but it's like all he does is just, you know, fly up in the air with circle jerk with some noob. He's not circle jerking, he just kills them, but all he does basically is kill the enemy jets and occasionally the helicopters, which is of course great, don't get me wrong. But on the other side, like, the only thing that he contributes to PTFO for us in the end is, because usually it's also me taking out the helicopter, all he does is just, you know, pop a guided missile occasionally and take it out with a tank or maybe a jeep. And compared to what me and the helicopter can do, I mean, I'm capturing flags, I'm completely destroying their whole armor, I'm killing people attacking flags, I'm defending stuff, and I don't see the point of jets. I mean, I thought they used them as a counter towards the helicopters, but what this makes is just, you know, jets are basically vulnerable right now if you're really good at piloting. To be honest, I mean, if you wanna have a counter to something that was invulnerable in Bad Company 2, you shouldn't counter it with something that isn't vulnerable now in Battlefield 3. And I've been flying against really good jet pilots, and believe me, you just got no chance. Like, you just got no chance. And I mean, I think everything should have a counter, but it shouldn't be based on luck, or, you know, just jet noobs crashing into me. You don't even believe how many times this happens to me. Like, I'm sometimes about to break my disc just because the same guy crashes into me 3 times in a row when I'm flying with my buddy. And just to be honest, I think, no matter how unrealistic this is, I think this should kill the jet and just leave the helicopter, because it is not the helicopter's fault when a jet crashes into it, especially a hostile jet crashes into it. That is not the helicopter's fault. And so many noobs do it just to take you out. If you nemesis the guy for 7 times, he will just crash into you to take you out because he's so desperate. And that is nothing that has anything to do with skill. And therefore it should not be in this game. I hope you can somehow understand what I'm trying to say in this video. I also hope you enjoyed. But that's basically all I got to say, and I don't even know. Next video is gonna be up soon. I hope you agree with me. Be free to disagree in the comments. I always appreciate it. Thank you for staying in, and I'll see ya.